Haha! We are here. Let's get the formalities out the way. Send that. If you're not on the Discord, get on Discord. There should be a link. So, actually, no, there's not a link here. I need to fix that. Add that to my list of things to do. But there's a that's where you find out when we're going live. Now we introduce another layer of complication. I press that button there, and with a bit of luck, stuff starts happening. And it does. Cool. All right. We are up in both places. I've actually got it working, and the internets aren't dying. That's amazing. Because the one thing that I was really worried about was the internet dying when I try to send to both at the same time. Anyway, how we doing? We're back. A few things have changed since last time. I ended up rolling back to this thing and make it. I spent like an hour just reworking this, putting the original Make Everything back in, all that good stuff. The original one was kind of working, but not really working. Do I not have sound? Apparently, I don't have sound. That's an interesting issue to have. Ah, I see. Why? Why would you do that? Um, Windows has just remapped the sound. Why are you not there? This makes no sense. So yeah, there's going to be two sets of chats. There's no way to directly see them. We have Legrand the James, AK in both. Legrand, also known as Made of Tin. I remembered this time. How you doing? All right, now we got sound. Yeah, coming back on topic. So I plopped this thing back down. I ended up programming all the constant combinators. This is the new version of the Make Everything, or this is the dumb version of the Make Everything. This is the brute force one, which sets everything manually. Oh, I will update the original this thing to the new version. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Image item logistic chest storage. Oh yeah, that's because the thing changed name. Just about to remind me. Nice. But yeah, so the way this thing works is it doesn't need the constant combinators on the side anymore like the old version did. So it had the combinators at the side to set the recipe. That's totally unnecessary now. Instead, it just has this combinator which tells it what to do. And this thing sets recipe, then the ingredients comes back in, and then AK subscribes for 17 months. Because he's amazing like that. How you doing? And then it turns out by quirk because you can separate out the red and the green signals now. It turns out there's this really interesting quirk where it outputs so you each on green against each green output Z input count, and it actually like transforms the input signal. I think it was. Something real bizarre happens. Yeah, there's like this real strange. Yeah, you match the green with the red. Each green greater than 0 outputs Z of 50 of the red. I was originally when I did this, I was expecting it to output Z of the signal, and that was fine. But it turns out it just outputs. This is purely by accident. I found this. Instead, it outputs 50 of the same signal. In this case, the assembly machine 3. And Mamoru, slapping that down.
Yay, Twitch stream.
There it is. Yay. Yes, it's actually both this time. So we're on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. How you doing? And Glacier's over on Twitch there too. So yeah, that was quite an interesting. I actually ended up asking BossKit about that, and it went down like a half-hour-long rabbit hole. But it turned out by a really bizarro convoluted explanation. This is actually correct. It's exactly 1.1 behavior. But it turns out that by filtering by these colors, it does some real wacky things that is very not obvious, which was kind of funny. Um, I also spent some time in the hour while that was rebuilding, cleaning up the rails a little bit because that's going to need to be cleaned up. And I didn't really want to do that on stream and all that as usual. So I cleaned that up as well. Anyway, I made a list for myself so we don't have a repeat of yesterday. Um, and so this reminds me, because yesterday I was just squirreling around and it wasn't good. So first thing we need to do, we need nuclear. And secondly, we need to set up supplies. So before you go rampaging off-world, you really need to set up. The reason why I set this make everything system up is, hey Veldek, and Morvis coming in with a follow there too. Yeah, the reason why I want to make everything and all that is we really need the bot logistics sorted out, and it really needs to be nailed down properly before you can go off. Well, you can go off world without it, but I strongly recommend you don't, and you actually get this sorted out first. You get the platform construction and supply happening autonomously. You know, the bots are delivering to the silos. All the materials that typically a need are set up and all that. We also need to set up a bit more quality. So those are the objectives. Let's go do them. So the first thing that needs to happen is I need to see why it has no legs, because slowness. And we need to see, yeah, you're just launching platforms. Because this thing's been going for like an hour and a bit, I believe, well, that's the science platform. So for those who haven't seen, just to recap, this produces space science in space. This is our super basic platform. We did this a little while ago. Nothing too crazy. This is a platform to go off-world. Definitely symmetric. Definitely. Alright, I'll fix that. There. What does it need? It needs pipe. And probably needs some, yeah, cargo bays and things. All that stuff and junk. There's probably some quality jazz going. Yeah, there's some epic or rare quality solar panels, so I'll need to deal with that. Yes. Hey, James. And Obi over on Twitch. Yeah, we're both live on both YouTube and Twitch, and so there's going to be messages that I respond to that you're not going to see on both. Hopefully, I've sort of always avoided doing multi-streams, but now that it's sort of really a thing and you're really like, as a business side note, the general advice is that there's no rational reason not to do it. And so realistically, I should be doing it. The problem is I've always felt that it detracts from the user experience, but at the same time, the numbers don't lie and say it's better to do it everywhere. It also helps me get the VODs up in a more. It saves the dealing with VODs. Yeah. Anyway, business stuff aside, so this is all the crap that it needs. So I need to produce more asteroid collectors. We need to produce turrets. The turrets are what shoots the asteroids. So you can see these little asteroid chunks that are floating around and smashing in. Like you'll see these little explosions. Like that. Those are little asteroids. Those are pretty harmless. If I pull up the space map and I click on... Oh, I can't. How about I start that, and that. I could do that. If I, whoop, not you. Platform, if I go Alt, click, bring up this. So if I say, well, this is the Factoriopedia, for those who haven't seen it. This is, you hold down left Alt and click on anything, and it will bring up the information on it. I clicked on the foundation, so it brought up the information on the foundation. Can I actually, I'll click on, oh, that space. I can't actually click on that. But if I come down, so down here is the planets, Navis, Vulcanus, Gleber, Fungola. That's all the things and stuff and junk. Am I winning yet? Yes and no. If anything, I'm not winning against the distraction battle. That's a long drawn out war. It's a stalemate. It's a Western Front stalemate. That one is. But if I look at the route from Nevis to Vulcanus, this curve here shows the different asteroids. So oxide asteroid chunks. These are just the little ones that we can grab with the grabby arms. We get a little peak of it along the way, and then it tapers off as we approach Vulcanus. That's what this graph means. So carbonic chunks, and then metallic chunks. So we go through big bands of chunks, but at the same time, you'll see there's nothing, nothing, nothing. Each of their from 0 to 1.5k of these medium chunks, and then as we go further out, you start seeing more and more chunks. These ones do damage to the platform, so you need gun turrets to deal with it. And that's why you need to really prep things. Similar story from Navis to Gleba. If I go back to the space map. So I was looking at this path here. So if I look at this path here, if I put the glass down, and because I'm taking a drink, here, also sneeze, sneeze. Again, medium asteroid, medium. So 1.5k out, and then you start seeing more of the bigger asteroids. The bigger asteroids also, when they break up into smaller and smaller chunks. Same with Fungola. I know it's Fagola, but I like calling it Fungola. Did not mute that one? I thought I did. That was probably bad. That one came up very suddenly, though. Now, if I switch to, say, Vulcanus to Gleba, this thing gets really chaotic. Look at that. So it starts to get real nasty. Look at that. You start to see a lot of mediums and a lot of mediums. So going non-Neves to... So coming back to here. So going like there to there is obviously far worse than this trip, and this trip. I think the gate, because on the mute thing there's a bit of a gate, and I think it didn't kick in time. It was as I say, it was a very sudden one, so I wasn't quite able to pull out in time. Oh dear, that's some phrasing. As you can imagine, this line here and this line here is going to be even worse again. Without going into too much more detail. Sneezing is natural. At least we are not now more convinced that I'm human. That is true. That is definitely true. I try to minimize sneezing, chewing, lip smacking, all that kind of thing. I mean, with varying degrees of success on the microphone, because I mean, for me, chewing into a microphone in particular is chewing and sniveling. I can't handle, so I try to never have that appear, particularly sniveling. Wonder what ChatGPT sneezing would sound like. So when ChatGPT gets an infection, does what would that count as? There's your homework. Can you give ChatGPT a brain virus? Or being that it is online, could it get a love bug? There's another rabbit hole for you. All right, so Team Distracto here, winning again. First thing on the list, this list here is nuclear. Appreciate the effort to not snivel and chew. I do my best. Yeah, yeah, sneezing, I can understand being a little bit more forgiving because it's a lot more unpredictable. It's just that I do tend to be quite a heavy sneezer, so I know I've blown out eardrums before. There we go. Got sad bots. Right, so we need to start some uranium processing. You. Now, who am I missing? I'm still trying to get a handle on looking in two different places for the chats. So hopefully I haven't missed anyone. I'm sure Veldak will tell me if I do. Phobia of certain noises. Twitch is ahead of YouTube for once. Yeah, oh, hello train. Um, that's the danger of the train stop interrupts. Oh yeah, I doubled the size of the yard too, so and I put some more trains in it. But yeah, the complication, I guess you could call it, with train stop interrupts is that has more of a chance of happening. We'll pull that to there. This one shall be you. Acid.
Hello there.
Unload. Hello there, Ms. Yordathi. Train stop limit of what? Well, 0, actually. And then I need pumps. Actually need lots of things. I love the joint between old and new. It's amazing. That's a real masterpiece right there. James, looking forward to playing Space Age. Out of interest, your blueprints still live on GitHub? Been using Rail Blueprint? Yeah, I've already updated some of the Rail blueprints. Excellent question. So we have the 2-lane updated for Space Age. So this one will mostly work with 2.0. So yeah, we've got the standard ones that you know and love. Plus, I went to the extra effort of making half diagonal. We've talked to that for death to death already. Some of the T junctions, for whatever reason, the diagonal T and the diagonal y, and the Y, for some reason, is really small. It's kind of weird how that worked out. Plus, there's also a separated T, an elevated T, and a separated cross junction. There's a full set of elevated rails as well. This one's a bit simpler. This is really meant for Vulcanus or like where is it? The T junction is flat on the elevated, and that is sort of intended for Vulcanus or I nearly said Gleber, but no, not Gleber. The other one, the Fungola, that's the one. And the mainline segments are there as well. This one's still, it's not finished yet, but it's at least done enough to release. And then there's some modular junctions. It was a lot of development. I've also been working on an automatic make everything machine, which we saw last time. It's a little janky though. I'm still experimenting with it and headaching out different ideas and concepts, and it's still a bit wonky, unfortunately. I need to have another session, I think this weekend, to really figure out how it's supposed to work. Where is it? The straight there. What I think I'll do is just run this straight down like that. There. I don't want to get too bogged down doing this though. I mean, it's got to need to be done eventually. It's just that with these hot air balloon bots, it's not really worth doing to the same extent. Twitch chat experience is better, so I can see why you'd want to keep them separate. In general, yeah, it is. I mean, it's good and bad in a way because it's based on IRC. It's very flexible. The downside is it's based on IRC, so it's a bit of a free-for-all. And the API is, you know, it's limited to what IRC is. And from what I recall, everything happened. From what I remember of IRC, I haven't really looked at it in ages. Everything is in band, which isn't necessarily good. Whereas something like YouTube, where they do their own API, you can do out of band stuff. I may be remembering that wrong. As far as IRC goes, but from what I remember, everything is in band, as in the client-side service, everything client-side, client to server, server to client happens all within the text channel. outside of like the low-level protocol stuff. Was based on? Oh, did they? It's sort of implying that they've changed it since then. I thought it still was IRC based. The one advantage to YouTube is the cinema mode, because it pops up the chat at the side. The I'm trying to think. The YouTube experience, like the stream delay. That's the one. I had to real think for that one. The stream delay can be improved, but I find, at least for me, it's a little glitchy. That's interesting. The cinema mode. I must get a different cinema mode. The one thing about the YouTube player that's better than the Twitch player, the Twitch player is just, it's a pure streaming video player. So there's no ability to deal with any kind of, well, there is a little bit of of leeway for lumpiness in the stream coming in. But the YouTube one, you can just grab that the seek bar and you can just jump around in the live video. You know, you can jump back 5 seconds, 10 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. You can go all the way back to the beginning. You can just seek like it's a video. It's actually kind of amazing that that's even possible. It's wild. I need to activate this, activate you, although I don't want that many. I'll limit that to 20 and limit you to 20. 100 there and 100 there. Yeah, so this is another new feature. I don't know if I really covered it yet. The logistics group, logistics section, I think I did cover it a little bit. But yeah, you can just divide it up into sections. So, and you can enable, disable them at your leisure, which is really handy. So one of the things that will happen with this is instead of having, one fixed set, big mega block, you can actually just keep adding sections. And so like have one for control, and I'll be able to enable, do the master enable disable. So unticking this will just shut down the whole system. And maybe get the RGB going. That is actually another feature as well. So RGB is a thing with these. So I can just happily tune this however I want. I mean, I could make it 255. There we go. So now it's more of a yellow. You're free to do whatever you want with this thing now. I think this is actually tuned for Gola. I usually just make it sort of whatever the planet is. Could make that 180. Make it a little bit deeper. You bring that down a bit there. Bring that up a bit. It's a little dull now. There you go. Now it's a really deep purple. Hey, Foxhound. Can logistics groups be persistent across saves? Not directly. So if you want a logistics group to be persistent across saves, as far as I can tell, the only way to, so like ME starter, production space, all that are all. I've actually pulled that across. Don't worry about that. I've actually pulled this across multiple. This came out of another save, so this is a logistics groups in my test save. And that's the only way that I know how to do it is via blueprints. And as long as it's named, so the thing about logistics groups is as soon as you name them, they then show up here. You actually because of the platform here, actually, this platform here, it's actually pulled the logistics groups out of its the save that I pulled it from as well. So you can actually see the logistics groups. It also pulls the orders out as well. So you can actually see what it's normally supposed to be doing. And if you can't guess it yet, this is how you're supposed to. So normally you're not supposed to be able to send it to anywhere other than what's already unlocked. But if you had a blueprint of a platform which had orders to, go further out, there's nothing stopping you going further out, as far as I'm aware, unless that's fixed. I'm not actually 100% sure on that. What I might actually do is delete that. Oh, before that, actually, um, going back to the list, more quality, more quality. I actually should do that as well. Then we'll pop these back in. But I'm actually leave Fagola out for now. I want to test that. I want to see what happens because apparently I'm hearing conflicting words about whether or not that's actually patched out. You can share a screenshot of this. Have a pop out playing of YouTube over Twitch. Chat on your phone. Hack the Matrix. Oh, yeah, you can pop out YouTube. In it does it for you in some specific circumstances, and it's inconsistent when it does it. It's quite odd, like that. It's like when you're playing a video and then you quit it, like menu button the app. It sometimes switches to like, wow, brain, brain, today. It was a long day today, and that's why the brain's a little dysfunctional. Uh, yeah, like pops out and then drops a little mini player into the home screen. But as I say, it's inconsistent when it does it. I've done it. I find it does it when I quickly just drop out of the YouTube app, and it just sort of drops into play. Oh, that's not a convenient spot for it. But there's a train stop in the way. It doesn't matter. Go. Oh, I did actually need that there, and you can go there. And a little something, something like that. You can actually plug the mining drills in by passing pipes, so I don't really need to plug in every single row. Alright, that's done. The last piece of the puzzle is, well, getting rid of that. But the last piece of the puzzle, I thought I did this last time, I don't remember. Yeah, it's been really warm lately. Last night was really warm, so I didn't sleep well. I was awake at like 4 and barely slept up until 6 when I got up. Yeah, that was a whole thing. Probably should add mining drills to that. Yeah, it's like a little picture-in-picture on the homepage that you can drag around. The old Twitch app used to do it as well. Highest all doesn't actually do anything. You need an actual number. -4 last night in Sweden. Yeah, we were 27 degrees today. The YouTube autoplay on video is even better when you click off a page and had the autoplay video before the video actually loads. It will keep loading in the background and you can't stop it because when you clicked away, the interface was removed. The real question is, why is autoplay on? I always turn that off, that's why I say it. Alright, so we now need a train to load sulfuric acid. We also need to put a radar down there, that would be a good idea. This is where high quality legs would be amazing right now. the last refineries have been built finally. Alright, so if you're wondering where the fuel load went, it's down here now. I also took the time to replace the fuel load. There's nothing particularly magic to it. I just changed it to rocket fuel. This is set to filter blacklist rocket fuel, so it'll pull out anything that's not rocket fuel. The reason for that is when the interrupt fires, at least the way that I've programmed it in the lazy way that I have, is that it really needs, because of this condition, all locos fully fueled, it needs to be full of one fuel type only. And so it's not really compatible with having multiple fuels in it. Go. I'll pop down another one of you. Alright, let's rework this a little bit. So I'm going to call this fluid load. It's going to have a train stop limit of 1. I'm also going to change it to be more of a yellow. I'm going to change this to be like a, yeah, something like that. I think it was like a little bit of green, just a hint of green and red. I think it will, maybe a little bit of blue as well there, like that. Yeah, you can pull fuel. I thought you'd been able to do that for a while. An inserter can pull fuel out. You aren't supposed to be going anywhere. Oh, that's a bit of an ongoing thing. Um, hmm. You okay then? So this is an amazing feature of 2.0 as well. It's not got fuel. You say, oh, I got to go over there and fix it. No, you don't. Just grab rocket fuel, place it in there, go sit in there, and watch this. Off goes some construction bots. They grab the rocket fuel and they bring it down to the train. And then they pop it in the train. It's truly amazing. There we go. Now to go back to the fuel and get itself sorted out. We ran into this hilarious surprise feature when we first were experimenting. When I say we, I mean Colonel Will, Exterminator, Stu, Flay, and myself. When we were experimenting with it, we found this hilarious feature where construction bots would steal Exterminator's shiny new Power Armor Mark II. Man, that was so funny. And it was just, and the end result, because we kept doing it, it was just watching Exterminator running around back and forth, frantically trying to catch this construction bot that had stolen his Power Armor Mark II. It was so funny. We were laughing for like 5 minutes when that happened. Hopefully that's fixed now. I'm assuming it is fixed. But yeah, it was so funny. Alright, let's load up some acid. Right about there. Yeah, I'll just use medium poles. I was immediately reaching for these substations, but I might have them on me. No, I don't. Never mind. Oh yeah, the click and drag. See, it's automatically spacing it out so that it places correctly. So you can just happily click and drag and not really have to think. So you can just do that, and you know, just there and there. Ka-ching, like that. You should start. Oh, I'm missing a piece there. Yeah. Stolen Valor. Ka-ching. You're gonna load up. Right, you need a train. You are now fluid load. Color doesn't need to be that. Can that, or is it the same? No. Hello, train. Now you can't be that. I need another train stop. So you need to make one train stop just to make this work, or at least as far as I'm aware. So we need a special, we need the fluid parameter. Unload. Whoop, unload. Like that. You, let me just, before I get too carried away, we have groups. There's an oil. Right, let's rename this group. Fluid 111. Not quite like that. Yep, that's now fluid 111. New groups. Well, you're also now fluid 111. Thank you very much, Ski. You'll also notice that this train is yellow now too. So if you request a Mark II and someone else had one, you would steal it. What you needed to do was you needed to place it in your. You need to set the request in your inventory. So if I pull that out, I think it was there. No, it wasn't. Was it there? I don't remember now. The end result was it turned out his construction bots were the ones betraying him. They were pulling the power armor out of off his body, off his armor slot, and putting it on oh good, whoever else was requesting it. I think it's because this slot wasn't protected. That was like the underlying theory. Yes. Instead of going to oil unload, fluid parameter greater than 0. Then we go to you. Where did it? Oh yeah, Control Z. This is the new Control Z interface. Did I pull that? I don't know what I'm doing apparently. What a dingbat. So you need to go fluid unload, empty cargo, fluid parameter. So wildcard fluid. So whatever fluid is in there. So whatever fluid is in the this means whatever fluid is in the train's inventory, the first one that it finds, if there's multiple, it will then match it to a rich text tag. So it'll match it. It'll convert that fluid into the fluid parameter into the fluid that it holds. In this case, it's holding acid, so it'll now look for acid unload. If I save that, then these trains, if I do yep, temporary unload, perfect. So because it's running the same system now, oh no, it's not apparently. Oh, because it's set to oil unload. There. That's gonna fix the confusion. The train also inherits the color of the train stop, if you hadn't gathered that too. Yeah, because this one's a dark one as well. Yep, see now it's red because it's going to the yard. So it's changed color. Train stop is currently disabled because I need a combinator on it. And I haven't built it yet. Whee! Through the junction of sadness. Gotta love the rocket fuel. It's just given it so much more spring in its step. So you. Oh, I suppose I do. Oh, yeah, I do need a combinator if I want to do it the way that I want. Just Alt R to bring up wires now. So set train limits via L. So anything less than say 12,000 output L. Yeah, that doesn't work with a wildcard. At least not in a very simple way, so I'll fix it to acid. Hey, Nilas! How you doing? I've seen the mess with the new
We
train
love
system.
seeing you mess with the new train system, Nilaushat.
How you doing? Thank you for that Prime sub. How's your playthrough going? I am curious. I actually, this is the thing. I don't get to see Nell our stream anymore because it's so early in the morning for me, and I work early mornings now. You wanted to play something this bad since childhood. The factory genre is something that has really been lacking for so long. Back in the day, a game like this was just it was something you could only dream of. Enjoying it a lot, trying to play it slowly to enjoy it. On Twitch, just reached for goal. Okay, so you're on the second planet now. Okay. I'm thinking for this playthrough, I'll go to I'm either thinking Gleb or Vulcanus first. There you go. I'm giving away the my plans here. But yeah, I'm also taking it a bit chill and just generally stepping through and so for those who haven't cottoned on, I'm going through everything that I learnt from the LAN and playing it since. All the little missteps that I found, potential missteps along the way. Lesson 12. Oh, because it's 10 and 10. I was like, why is that going? No, it's fine. Unfortunate downside is that 2 hours a day means that I don't make a lot of progress every day. Vulcanus Fagola Gleba is how you think it makes the most sense. Cliff explosives are number one priority, and then green belts. Yeah, I can. I've sort of been in two minds about the two of them, without getting too much into spoilers. Um, both Gleba and Vulcanus. I nearly said Fagola. No, Vulcanus and Fagola. That's the one. Both of them have equally good merits for going to first. Vulcanus, yep, cliff explosives. Also the foundry, you can bring and the big mining drills. That helps really scale things up. Fagola gives you the EM plants, so you can replace circuits with EM plants back on here, which significantly helps with the circuit production for silos and just generally progressing. Gleba has always felt like a bit of a third tier for me because Gleba on its own, it'll make sense when we get there, is not so much. It doesn't give immediate benefits currently. Yeah, it doesn't give any immediate. I'm just trying to think of. So the reason I pause, just to back up a step, is that Gleba has changed a lot in the last like 2 months. It's been it's completely changed like 3 times now, and yeah, it's keeping track of it all as a whole thing. Why aren't you doing things? Hello? Oh, you're full of science. Why aren't... Jeez. Oh. We'll pretend that didn't happen. Oh dear. Yeah, Gleba, as I was saying, Gleba doesn't give anything that immediately benefits you. The stuff that it gives I think only really benefits you when you already have EM plants and foundries. Because Gleba gives you the stack inserter, but you can't really make use of the stack inserter without the foundries from Vulcanus or the EM plans from Fagola. EM plans is just productivity. Yeah, Vulcanus is changing the playstyle since you cannot live without cliff explosives. I, at least my experience so far is I've been pretty fine without cliff explosives. Like, I've been able to live without cliff explosives, although, like, this current map is a rail world, so, like, the cliffs aren't too much of a problem for me. And I think also, I suspect this is also one of those cases where our playstyles do diverge. Like, my early game playstyle is very much a quick and dirty, get it done, and then deconstruct it later and do something, and just completely tear it down and do something better. Like, this is just a means to an end, and then it'll be discarded at a later date. Whereas if you wanted to really, methodically build the base all at once, then yeah, you would need cliff explosives. Vulcanus in and of itself is a pain in the ass without cliff explosives. I will admit, it's not great. There are some cliffs on, as a side note, there are some cliffs on Fagola, but it's manageable. It's possible to play without. Yeah, it's safe to say I've been there, done that. I've done it. I wouldn't do it again. Um, I'd say the advantage I saw with the EM plants was mainly in the productivity on the modules. That was seemed advantageous. It just helped crank out more quality modules. Aha, Vulcanus has been discovered. Alright, so the thing that I didn't do that we need to do is we need to start up space production. We actually need to start up centrifuge production as well, so that should actually be there. You that there. I don't know why. Oh, I suppose that is all space. Well, you're not space production. I don't know why that's there again. Everything you see about 2.0 has you breathing heavily, like Vince McHorn memes. McMahon hemes. Wow, I cannot speak that. Absolutely love the new music on Vulcan. Oh, it's great, isn't it? The I find the Fagola music I find a bit variable. There is a few elements in it that I find a bit repetitive. I think it also reminds me of another game, but it has some elements and some structure that sort of vaguely reminds me of another game, and I just can't place what it is. Possibly an RTS game, but as I say, I just can't pick it. I'm going to turn that on too because we need nuclear power. Hello, red circuits. Bye bye, red circuits. Why do I call it Fagola? For some reason, I got it in my head that it's Fun Gola, even though it's Full Gola. It's one of those things that for whatever, it's a collection of letters that for whatever reason I can't say. So I end up just saying Fun Gola. It's possibly because the L and the R I keep switching. Words are hard, don't you know? Now, all right. Next side quest is I need somewhere to dump the uranium and start processing it. Again, these are quick and dirty unloads. Oh yeah, I was doing an experiment with this one too. I'm not really, it's been a little while, so I'm not really up on what the latest meta for train unloads is. I need to do some learning. Some learning. There's a specific reference for you. I'm learning, or something like that. I forget what it is specifically. Um, diabetic. That's bold. Alright, so I'll slap that down there. I'm putting these right out the way. I'm going to pull them in a bit tighter eventually. Oh, hello, Biter. Fancy seeing you here. Fancy seeing you dying there. That means I'm tickling biter spawners somewhere around here. Possibly in there or down there. That's concerning. Train networks. I love the idea of generic trains, but it seems to me that it requires train yard, which is really inefficient. Yeah. I haven't done a huge amount of experimentation with it yet, but I have a few sort of vaguely thought about a few possible ideas for constraining it a little more. I'm just trying to think of it and I've gone completely blank on it now, embarrassingly. Sort of, oh, I didn't ever build a thingy. Possibly using some circuit conditions to trigger interrupts, was what I was sort of thinking of. There's some potential there. Why does that go backwards? I don't really understand why. So I'm just going to ignore it. Yeah, the reason the train yard exists is that for the more brute force option, it's just somewhere for trains to sort of disappear out of the way when they're not needed. But yeah, train yards are a bit problematic because they concentrate a lot of rail traffic into a single area. That's one of the flaws with LTN. Well, one of several. I mean, I see there's several flaws with LTN, but most of those are more conceptual issues that I have with LTN rather than actual issues. Oh, I'm low on power too. Oh, quality too. But yeah, the concentrating all of the sending them all to a single generic yard means that you just sort of force a lot of traffic into one spot. I believe Colonel Will's experimenting with something along those lines, using I'd have to check where he's at with it. But I believe he's got a mix of circuit conditions on both ends to sort of manage the trains and not really need a yard to the same extent. Did you get? Oh yeah, I need to plug it in. And just add to the chaos that's here too. Could do something tidy, but I'm not going to. There, just don't stand there. Also, how do how does YouTube compare for ads? I'm kind of curious. No one's really. I haven't had anyone really. I don't think I've seen anyone comment on it. That doesn't mean it hasn't it hasn't been oppressive. I'm just kind of curious what the difference is. It's also how you game the system is by having both instances open. Then, oh, this is awful. This is awful. Yeah, you just come down a bit like that, and why am I doing this? I'm just making life hard on myself. Dear. Uh, I keep saying, why am I doing this? And I don't stop. I mean, it's dirty, and you know you love it. You know you love to see it. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, okay. I think it's time to go. I think it's time to put it out to pasture. I think it's time. I think its time is done. Okay, it's had its time. You value brain cells over on YouTube lands there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how YouTube handles ads in that regard. Keep doing it. Uh, it was. It's one of many things I've been told is cursed. It's like that. Oh, that means I'm gonna have to do that too. Feels like much less ads and generally shorter on YouTube. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, it's because I copy pasted. Yeah, I mean, I did make the remark as well last time that the rail planner can lead to some very chaotic intersections. Let's do something fairly generic for now. I mean, this is the sort of like the stage two. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Because there's so what I said last time was that because there's so many angles, you can get yourself into trouble very easily. You can make some messes. Stage 2 regrets. I mean, I already missed the old junction. Yeah, something like that. It's not as I mean, it's still pretty awful, but it's not as awful. I mean, what is a playthrough if it doesn't have a junction of disappointment? Is it even a playthrough? Gotta be careful it doesn't pull the stupid stuff, the fuel out of its inventory. There we go. I love the remote driving, it's great. Sort of want to drive the train through the intersection a little bit there. It's not terrible, I swear. A lot of this, the like, it genuinely doesn't matter because it's so low traffic. It genuinely doesn't matter before anyone starts really freaking out over it. I should also mention that my idea of low traffic and your idea of low traffic might diverge slightly. What I do need is to chain that because I haven't fully signaled that junction. Oh, that doesn't matter so much. Yeah, there. Just copy paste it. Alright, how are we doing with the platform? You still need gun turrets and grinders, among other things. I thought I set up grinders. That's better. Any chance to walk through quickly your starter space science platform setup? Yeah. Have a look at it again. So what I've done is I have 4 grabby arms. They are supposed to insert onto that belt. Oh, you have a fast inserter. I'll make it a fast inserter then. Like that. Yep, so we have a little rectangle. The materials for the space science come from these grabby arms. The wire that's wired to the grabby arms is this combinator here. So what we're doing is we're setting filters such that we're actually using, where is it? There, a whole belt reader of the entire belt that goes round and round in a circle. And what it's trying to do is maintain no more than 60 of each of the asteroids that are on the belt. So these things will all be disabled when there's more than 60, and they won't be allowed to grab any more stuff. And that's what stops the belt from overloading. It adds when you start talking. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully that's sort of covered it so far, like why there's the 4 in the corners. And yeah, so I've chosen to do a continuous belt. What you can do alternatively is when you just, instead of setting filters, this is another way of doing it. It's not the way that I've done it. Instead, what you can do is have a set of inserters along the side, and then when it exceeds, instead of disabling the filter, you enable a filter on the inserters, and it throws it overboard when you have too much of something. And then when we come up to here, we have 3 grinders because there's 3 asteroids that we're particularly interested in. The reason for that is we have ice, iron, and carbon to make the space science pack. So to make ice, we need to grind up oxide asteroids. To get oxide asteroids, so we need to pick out oxide asteroids, insert them into here. This recipe is also annoying because sometimes it makes oxide asteroid chunks as an output. So we need to output the oxide asteroids back onto the belt and then output the ice here. Same again with the carbonic. It's crushing up the carbonic, turning into carbon, and carbonic returns also some carbonic asteroids. So we output the carbonic on the far side. We use a long buoy to output on the far side of the belt. We use a short buoy, phrasing, and a single belt to put the ice on the close side. Really got to throw all of your tricks at this to minimize the space. The last one is a metallic. Same thing again. It spits out carbonic and iron ore. We smelt it in space. Iron comes on the close side. Plate goes on the far side. Comes down to space sides. I'm trying to think of what else to really say, other than definitely put efficiency modules into the furnaces. You have to use electric furnaces. You can't use regular furnaces. That's one of the limitations. Yeah. It's really just a matter of seeing how far you can push, cramming as much stuff as possible on a single belt. You can actually take it one step further and actually put the output of the crushers onto the belt as well. And really, really go wild. But that would be something. Yeah, and then solar panels down here. There's probably more than what's really necessary, but gets the job done. Same with the iron plate. There's probably more than what's needed. It's a little bit inefficient. Like, I went a bit overboard with the space platform foundation, but gets the job done. We did this one on stream, not yesterday, but the day before. and you can see me building it then. So how do belts work in space but chests don't? Ah, I mean, how do liquids work in space too? I mean, that's the eternal struggle. Um, Last time we so here's a actual platform with thrusters that I prepared earlier. Um, Say it's a similar because this thing's starting to get built. We can go through that. I'll drop the quality of you like so, and before too long, yeah, there we are. There, so that's now requesting thingies. Just as a side note, you'll actually see this happening. So you should see bots somewhere. There they are. So bots are bringing solar panels over to the silo. They drop it in the silo, and now the silo just launches. So if anyone hasn't seen that before, that's how that works. That's how stuff gets up to the platform. With this box ticked, it all just happens automatically. So if we come back up here, yeah, it's all just the entrails and goo of biters. So at some point, you're going to see a little thing drop down, and then these are all going to build themselves. And the animation is amazing. There we go. Now he has power. Yeah, it's the same thing again here, but just more bigger and complicated. Um, so over here is the asteroid belt that carries the raw asteroids. It does a bit of a meandering path around and across to there. Is that the right one? Oh no, dips under there, goes around, then back across, then around, and up there. It sort of does a contorted figure eight. And then the other belt is wherever it's gone. I've completely lost track of it. This one here. This one is an ammo belt, so it feeds all the various turrets. You know, it goes around. That's the asteroid belt. That one. Yes, this one comes around and eventually stops there. This is the platform that I designed previously in my testing. I didn't want to go through the pain of designing one of these on stream because it is a little slow figuring this stuff out. So I figured it would just be quicker to just drop one down and then just talk about it once it's done. You downgrade. That's an uncommon one, so I'm probably going to have to downgrade all of these. Why can't you get pipes? Interesting. Of all things, pipes. Right, let's chuck that. Chuck it there. Pipes in there. Well, there should be in there. What's probably happening is there isn't enough pipes. Yeah. Oh no, there should be enough pipe. Interesting. Stacks in 100. Belt things to the belts with other belts effectively. And what I'll do, nope, not quite like that, but like that. The base bots can deal with that. There we go. You can just come straight down to there. That's the refuel. Oh, that wasn't actually coming to me. I was assuming that bot was coming to me, but turned out to not be true. So yeah, this track acts as a means to get to the yard. You go that way, and then you go that way. Hello, train. He's coming in with much energy. Let's see, you... Oh, you need a way to get it out next. So we need... screw it. It's one of those future me problems. This is the patented future me problem. There we go. Problem solved. I'll scoop up that one, but I'll plug the track into the track over there. Probably end up being a Darthy problem. That's usually what happens. It gets filed under Darthy problems. Yeah, what I want to try and do today is, well, the goal was to, the brain hurts. The goal was, I don't think we're quite making it there, to, why was I trying to do that? Man, my brain doesn't brain anymore. Doesn't do the brainy juices anymore. Nah, don't touch that. Mine. It's out too. Yeah, so what I want to try and do is get this platform up and ready to go for next time. I want to be on to the next planet next time. But I want to try, the hope was to try and get some stability on Norvis. Or at least get it to the point where it can be done remotely. Monday or Tuesday? I believe it's effectively Tuesday for us. Alright, now we have some uranium on tap. Just ghost all this stuff down. Oops. That's not meant to be like that. Just lash them into each other so it's just a little easier. Then we press V and double it. But remove the extra pole. So the wires get extra tangled. Because there's nothing people like more than some nice dirty tangled wires. Also set that up for uranium processing. There we go, and there we go. Oh yeah, you can click and drag that now. I have can't click and drag power pole PTSD. I just put a lane balancer in there. What we want to do is shove shiny rocks on one side and dull rocks on the other side. Yeah, this power situation is a bit of a problem. Alright, so... is there any more? No, there isn't. But we do need to enqueue that, start the enrichment process. Bump that. I mean, we're not really going to... We've got to go to Vulcanus first. That's sort of the plan. So I'm not too worried about getting anything else done yet. Actually, so the final step in the nuclear is, here's one I prepared earlier. And probably just going to slap it there. Again, nuclear reactor blueprint. This is actually the new 1 gigawatt one, using the new fluids and the temperature stuff, which we can go into in more detail once it's built. What do I want to put it there? I might want to put it there. Trouble is that it's sort of in the way of that. But at the same time, I don't want to stretch. I kind of want to go. See, I was originally thinking maybe there, but again, it's still also stretching the base spots a lot, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, let's not start that. It's too late at night for that crap. Unfortunately, oil is just sort of annoying at the minute too. And let's go there. I was wondering if someone gets that. The way you turn my voice about. The way you vote one nation out. That is a specific reference. My language has been murdered. My language has been murdered. There's a train track in my reactor. The way to fix this is we place it again, we hold down shift, then we hold down control. And then we get an angry ghost and we blow everything out of the way. Otherwise we'll be stealing the turrets. You have no idea what is happening. Yeah, as I say, it is an extremely specific reference, that. You had to have been in Australia and very aware of Australian politics in 1996, I think that was. I want to say. Somewhere around then. Oh, they're just dumping them in my inventory. Okay. Sure, whatever works. Oh, that's already ghosting, so it's not really going to work too well. Alright, I'm just going to let them figure the rest of that crap out. Two years before, yeah. That's how far back it goes. Oh, you're out of petroleum gasticles. Which means I'm out of oils, apparently. We've got quality 2. So quality 2 is plus 2% quality, which in and of itself is quite useful. It's double the quality of a quality 1. So we get twice the quality for our investment. At this point I should probably just start transitioning to bot stuff. and just forego the whole blue circuit situation. Hello there, Monsieur Solar. Make sure it's connected to power. It's almost connected to power. Does almost count? How's that? Doot doot. Kinda don't want to put it there, but I will. Alright, you, quality 2, you can be productivity 2. Perfect. Although I'll change this to 30 and 30. And not you. Instead, it will be you. Oh, I can't set it yet anyway. Alright, next step. Output, input, input, not output. There you go. Maholic coming on in. How you doing? Hi. Alright, you... Oop. Let's try that again. You. Less than 300, quality 2. How you doing? Hey, West Dude. What are you up to? Yeah, make sure you go give Maholic a follow. He's a fellow Factorio streamer. We do a lot of similar games. He's also a Kiwi, which is amazing. Now I'm just trying to brainificate the brainikins. There. Very Sandy, how's it going with the game? Yeah, not bad. We're sort of in that mid-game, or just sort of riding through that mid-game phase. Sort of things, just getting things together. Alright, you 20 of that. So we're making pipe there. Pipe to ground there. Missing 30 pipe still. I guess it's just not fulfilling the rocket request. Looks like a lot of logic. Yeah, this is my new make everything machine. Upgrade. This is the simple one, the 1.1 style one, upgraded using 2.0 logic. So everything is set with a constant combinator. This one, I have another one which can actually assign the recipes and all that, but it's still a work in progress. And it uses the display panel thing. It can actually tell you what the orders are now too, which is something that was hanging over from the old one. Well, it was hard coded with the old one. This one automatically shows the top demands and sorts them all, everything using selectors. It just filters by 0. Doge. Hello. Alright, so coming back to my list. Technically, that's more or less there. We're still working on that. That's a bit wonky. The bot logistics is all good. More quality. We've got the quality 2 going. Excellent. That's the objective that I want. And we've got like half hour to go, which means we're on track. See, making a list and sticking to it is really important. Really helps increase productivity. Now, let's steal that. So I want to try and keep this thing going. Why can't you get grinders? Why can't you get assembly machines? There's so many questions. Oh, it had a bit of a hiccup, did we? Oh yeah, we had a some drop frames there. Yeah, it's struggling a little bit. I mean, it's really working hard. All right, so I'm going to turn off that the automatic request. That means I can like do that and then that. Oh, that's actually. Oh, you need 200. That's why. Ah, that's why it's not filling the silo. So this is a little catch that will that you need to be aware of when you're launching rockets. Is that the default rocket? You need to keep an eye on this rocket capacity. Um, you need the rocket capacity worth of this item available for it to be launched. It won't load piecemeal. Like it won't load bits of it, bits of the request. I believe you need some of them as well, don't you? Yes, 18 of them. 13's close. Hey, Lost Dims, how you doing? So yeah, you need to crank up, make sure there's enough to actually fulfill the request. There it is. So I'm going to fulfill some of these little requests manually. And then 9 turrets. Yeah, close enough. To platform 1. And up it goes. So yeah, I might need to check the production of the collectors and the grinders. There should have been enough, but I need to see what the intermediates are for it. I mean, these things used to take storage chests, logistic storage chests. So I do need to do a little bit of figuring out. There it is. Beautiful. Right, you need to pull up 400 of that. And that's itself. And Lucifer appears. How you doing? We'll make that for now. Volcanus, yeah, whatever. Restream. Ah. Yep. Oh, it's already requesting the ammo anyway. Nice. How's Lucifer going? How's your track blueprinting going? I saw the elevated track going over the roundabout. That was a an interesting thing. Right, so this is our space stuff here. So you're not getting low density structures. So is that not getting motors as well either? Wait, what? Oh, because you're built. That's why. Already done. Nice. Have you seen what I've been up to with the tracks? I've been working on probably the fanciest one is I've been working on modular junctions for my stuff. I've been doing a few little things, but I've been following the that sort of alternating style. There's a for a cross junction. There's a diverging diamond style intersection I'm trying to experiment with. I say trying because I haven't fully sat down and headached it out yet. Right, I think everything is in the network now. That needs to be in the network. That's still looking quite sad. Yeah, so this thing, from what I learned, this needs to be 200. Yeah, this needs to be cranked up to satisfy the requests. I need to also sort out this controller. This is still the original controller and it can be a lot smarter. This power's still sad. Alright, we got some more quality modules yet? Yes, we do. If we made quality modules yet? Don't know yet. No. Of course not, because I haven't put quality in the quality modules yet. Alright, so now the quality is 4% instead of 2%. We've doubled the quality. And the hope and the dream is things will start spinning up from there. Released on the forum? Oh, have to check it out. I'll definitely check that out. Hopefully I'll remember to check it out. Oh, look at that. A rare thingy. Oh, nice. You. I'm just grabbing the link now. Oh, pause that. That's just going to cause me more pain later on. I know what that update's for. Two lanes going straight and two going off. Ah. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that. It's an interesting design. Oh, that's an interesting one as well, that T intersection. Um, we at desktop. Yeah, that one, that there is real interesting because it crosses underneath. That still, comes up and over, goes that way. Oh yeah. I was about to say it should be two, but no, it's only three, but it's only two because a cross junction it should always have three paths. So like one, two, and there should be another one that goes up to make three, and that's how you sort of keep track of. Well, that's my mental sort of post-it note for keeping track of that sort of thing. Ah, copied from OpenTTD, of course. I mean, that's where the best stuff is at. Yeah. I need to reacquaint myself with the ways of the OpenTTD. I'm a little rusty now. It's been a very long time. I mean, to be fair, I probably sunk as many hours. Oh, even the roundabout. Interesting. I'm surprised anyone was advocating for roundabouts. Roundabouts were sort of. Well, they weren't like outright a dirty word, but for the longest time when I was playing, it was generally considered taboo to do roundabout. It was like it's something for cheap early game, but get away from it as quick as you can. It was like only use it as a means to an end. Yes, there's the skull drumming we know and love. That's so slow. I mean, I could go efficiency some stuff, or alternatively, I could go productivity some stuff. Yeah, let's do it. Now that we're starting to build up some efficiency modules, it wouldn't hurt. I can't be rebuilt, it's already drained. Copper patch would probably be a better one to put it on. But at the same time, mining drills. Barely in noise. Windows 11 updates breaking things. Because of course it is. This is meant to be the next two sciences. That's why it is the way it is. Excellent. That's going up. What I'll probably do, just as a side note, in between now and next time, is I'll probably let this thing build up and get done. You can tell, probably the one giveaway that this is one of my earliest attempts at a platform is the amount of dead space that it has, the amount of, like here, there's just so much negative space that doesn't need to be there. It just adds to the burden, just adds mass. I mean, I could try and minimize it, but effort and all. Why can't they do that? Ah, of course. That's why. That's embarrassing, that is. What are you? Green, of all things. And it would help if you weren't missing an inserter. I would have assembly machine 3, but I'm deliberately not going down that path for reasons. Ooh, fancy our module 2. So this one is plus 2.6%, so I actually want to put those in there. So now this is plus 5.2% instead of plus 4%. And this is where you start adding zeros to quality. This is where the zeros start building up. As soon as you start getting the higher tier ones, it starts to... whoops, that's a quality module. As soon as it all starts building up, yeah, it just starts accelerating. Admittedly, it accelerates to a point. There are some things you can get out of quality, but it varies. It was so funny. It was when we started the LAN, it was recommended that we don't do quality, and then it was sort of, yeah, you should really actually just get into quality because nobody got into quality. Everyone was avoiding it. Is the game up to expectations? Oh yeah, definitely. It is. It is so good. It is. When I started this playthrough, I called it a whole new game, and it really is. It is like a whole. It is like getting the game all over again. Well, the pipe's done. I like to call that a successful result. I might attempt to speed things up a little bit. I heard some rockets go off too. So yeah, you're not going to get that furnace. You're not going to get that furnace anytime soon. So what I will do is, there it is. Just drop it down to regular quality. Oh yeah, so fun little hotkey. Alt Shift, left Alt Shift lets you set the quality. So you don't need to pick it manually. It's great. What do we got on the planet? None. 240 new ores. That just sounds like pain. 18 out of 20. Oh, okay. Oh, they're efficiency 2s. Okay. I better unlock them then. We'll deal with it as it comes. Yeah. Somewhere in here should be tanks. Yep, tanks are being made, but not in sufficient quantities for it to be launched. Okay then, one solution to that, make 50. And away go the bots. Ah, a whole lot more labs are going now. How's our pollution cloud doing? Just quickly, yep, fine for now. And one of the next things to do is to set up a wall like out there somewhere and maybe out here. Just secure the perimeter. Before going off-world, that's one of the last things to do. But there is an opportunity to do that remotely and not let the biters in. How's oil? Oil is sad. I'm guessing that this is starting to slow down now as well. I mean, the power's not helping. Yeah, for a second. 6 second, 3. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but it's not the worst either. Use your Prime sub, you're already annoyed with ads. Refresh. Oh, it's not actually taken yet. Or at least you haven't used it here. It's not actually subscribed. I came over here for something. It can't have been that important. Oh, I remember now. So, the squirrel projects are real. You can tell my mind is starting to fade a little bit. Just a teeny tiny bit. You know, it'd be a lot easier to see what the assembly machines are doing if I didn't mark them for upgrading. That would be smart, wouldn't it now? Nuclear. This is all robotics. Let's make you gun turrets. You can be laser turrets. And you can be rocket turrets. Won't be able to make much use of it yet. But I am going to put quality modules into that. Enjoy the new terrain, even if you get stuck in dead end of trees. It is good. Ooh. Now quality's at 5.8. Now the zeros start building up. What are you? Plus 1.6. This is 2. Yeah, it gets to a point where the high quality, lower tier one is just outclassed by just a better module, the better tier module. What I will do is mark these for replacing, and then the bots will just do that as they go. Right. What I want to do is grab some quality modules. Back to the old ME build. Yeah, I replaced it, reverted it back because the other one was having some issues. So there, there. There. Oh, that's all of them anyway. Yeah, just on the off chance we get some high quality stuff, we get some high quality stuff. Same with all them. Tell it as the quality modules become available, they'll go into there. Is quality max at 100%? I'm not actually sure. I've never actually seen what quality goes to. Ah, they already got an uncommon gun turret. It should have better range. Am I actually making furnaces? Did I actually put them in? I don't think I did. Hero turret mod. Um, Starting to look like I didn't. I think I was actually intending on relying on the craft elsewhere. Because realistically, this can be done where the purple science furnaces are made. Yeah, I reverted this because it was having issue. The automatic one was having issues, and so I just reverted it to stop having to put up with it. What was the other thing? Red circuits. That's the one. This is just a mess now. Max quality you can get from a single machine is just under 50%. Yeah, that sounds plausible for what it would be. Might just terminate it at that point. I don't think there's anything else that really comes into play. I don't think. As it slowly creeps down. Yeah, it's 4 legendary quality modules, whatever that is, as the max quality. We can find out. You... quality plus 2.5%, and then whatever that is as max quality. I think it's approaching 10%. 10 or 12%, I think it is for a max quality, a legendary quality 3 module. Oh yeah, yeah, that machine is 8 slots. You're right. Yes. Yeah, then it would be 10. No, it would be more like 8. Yeah, whatever. I, mm, I haven't really. The one thing that I haven't really looked into is quality. I confess. I've done a little bit of it, and I see fairly speedy ways of doing it. It feels like more of an end game thing than an early thing. Not enough on planet. Furnaces not enough, so we need to send some furnaces and some gun turrets and some efficiency 2s. Well, thankfully there's some furnaces right here, ready to be thrust upon the platform. There we go. And you don't need to be filtered anymore. You're... Oh, that's 2. There we go. Who was adding me in space? So I Ah, you don't need to be there. 50. Oh, it's launching a thingy. What was I about to do is get you out of there. 2, 3. Yeah, we're setting up attacking. Oh, nothing's attacking in space. I've already forgotten. Just setting up the platform. Oh, that's right, gun turrets. Yeah, let's throw them in. So what, you can have some of that as well. The platform 1. The funny thing is, if I send a damaged thing there, the platform will actually request repair packs to fix it. It's pretty funny. This one, yeah, I mean, it's not the most space efficient thing in the universe, this thing, but it's one of the first that I made, and it gets the job done. I mean, so the reason is why I don't really care that much is that there's actually an alternative recipe for like the thrust oxidizer and the fuel. There's actually advanced thrust oxidizer, and there's also advanced thruster fuel. Like this is only using the basic one. So this is only a means to an end. That's why I don't care too much. Aha, we has nuclear now. Shouldn't you... Oh, they're still on the way, okay. Just waiting on efficiency modules now. There we go. One thing that could be changed with this is maybe popping in another fuel hole. Just like that. And then there. Yeah, and just gives a little bit more thruster and oxidizer. How is power? Sad. Very sad. See, it's requested repair packs to fix stuff. Thought it was a good thing? Ah, okay. Yeah, it's I consider it to be pretty terrible. I mean, I actually do have, yeah, I do actually have some bigger ones, and oh, that one's actually even sadder. That one's even sadder again. That one's asymmetric. This is another failed one. This one is awful. This was the first longer range one, and it went badly. It went very badly. This one was a good design though. It uses a nuclear reactor for the for power. Yeah, we'll come to that blueprint later though. This one is the tug. I call it the tug because it was meant to move things. Oh, so how you doing? Hello. I also have that one, which I stole from the LAN. I don't know who designed this one though. Seems pretty nice. Seems pretty efficient. And I think it performs pretty well too. Yeah, the tugboat. That's exactly it. I could build it as well, actually. You just go add space wolf, space wolf, space platform. I was reading the name. The thruster fluid from the tank. Very light. Yes, I did. Because there was 2 pipes. Oh, that's why that doesn't do that. That's actually a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be. There. Huh. Now I've created a problem for myself. So do something like that. So that connects there. Um, hmm. Mm, oh, actually, why don't I do the obvious and like move it down here? Hey, 55, how you doing? Not connected from the top right booster? Um, no. So it only links the... So these things, it has alternating fluid ins and outs, and so only the oxidizer is connected through there. It only so these two only share oxidizer. That's why the oxidizer goes in, through, and then through. And then on here, only the thruster fuel goes through. It's really annoying. It is surprisingly annoying. Yeah, that's why it actually did that originally. Now I remember why I hate this thing so much. Just need to find somewhere to put this now. It's like just... It's kind of space efficient, but also not. I mean, realistically, I could probably just stick more on the back, but I really shouldn't. Yeah, so if that goes there... Oh yeah, that's maximum length there, so that belt has to be there. Unless I do that. Not. And do that. Eh. And then I do that. And I do that there. Sturm almost ran out of ammo with space platform. It is sad times whenever that happens. I've had that happen several times. It is definitely sad times. There we go. We made it fit. That is why I didn't want to do platform design. It is just a rabbit hole. It never ends. Is anything red? Oh yeah, just the thingy modules. We're gonna really just edge it by setting it there. Um, first reactor is ready. Excellent. So that means our next objective isn't done, but well, the first objective, nuclear, is technically done, but reality is it isn't done because we don't have Kavorex yet to really spin up nuclear. Flip the fluid input on the engines using the hotkeys. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on it because, as I say, it's that platform is a means to an end. It does work and it's good enough, but it will be upgraded in the not too distant future. There is a better recipe, so there's no point getting too attached to your early platforms. Your early platforms, when you're first getting into space, are just quick and dirty to get the job done. And then once you unlock more materials and better quality, then you come back and upgrade. The puzzle, you feel like the puzzle is a big blocker for a lot of people. I think that is one place where blueprints shine is being able to sidestep platforms and just have a blueprint for for a few different platforms that people can use, because the puzzle is, unless you're like that, like really up there with Factorio, it can be really overwhelming. If RDR2 can fix the Queen's ship in space, why can't we have robots? I think we wanted the Scorpions. Um, yeah, like you can spend a lot of time puzzling this and get nowhere. There was something. Oh, yes. So the last piece of the puzzle for today is we need a new section, and this is going to be planet starter. So this one is going to be well, we'll make it 2000 transport belt, 400 undergrounds, say 100 of them, 300 of them, 200 of you, 200 of you, 600 of you. Hopefully there's enough room for all this crap. 400 of you. Yeah, stack of you. Stack of you. Stack of chests. Stack of substations. A tank. Or maybe not. Yeah, active provider chest. You. Yeah, I won't take the those, but we will take requesters. A pile of roboports. Yeah, let's take a pile of those. We will need like 200 mining drills. We're going to Vulcanus, so we will need solar. Solar is very very powerful on Vulcanus. Let's make it 10. 40. That'll do for that. We'll need some of them. We'll come back to that. Really good idea to just bring a big old pile of plates as well. Highly recommend it. These are the things, if you want to be properly prepared to establish a new planet, this is the kind of levels of stuff you need. I do know about the steam turbine. I'm holding off because I just want to make sure it actually all fits. I'll make another section for that. And probably do for now. Oh, 100 of you to go with the tank. And so, that's now gonna make these go busy for a little while. In fact, I'm gonna, just to keep the silos running, I'm gonna turn this one on to auto now. You trash that. You go in there. Coming over from Twitch every time every time you ask a question, ad plays. Yeah. Don't plan to take any robots. I will be taking a bit. So it has to be sent. You can't carry anything on you. I hadn't added it yet, but you are correct. But yeah, do need to take some robots. I might make it one stack of each. Should really make some more silos too. I want you. Centrifuge, you can be. Because I don't think I actually said to make a silo anywhere. So, wasn't there? Oh no, you were a thingy. Oh, well, you can be centrifuge then. yeah, there's so since it was alluded to, there's actually two ways of making power on Vulcanus. There's solar. If I go to the space map, which is 400% better than Navis. So you get far more power out of solar than you would normally. The day-night cycle is really short, though. Not that that's a huge deal. But there's also a process where you can generate high-temperature steam to get even more power. But it is worth doing both. Grabbing some early solar and then converting over to the steam. That pollution cloud. Anyway, it is time now to end, unfortunately. It is time. My list, it kept me on track. And, I mean, apart from nuclear, and we did technically get that done, the list did its job. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today. We shall continue on tomorrow, and we will go to Vulcanus and get set up on Vulcanus. In between next time and now, I'll probably get rid of that biter base and just shore up the defenses a bit. For those that don't know, my preference for maintaining biter aggression is by elimination rather than fortification, and so that's why I don't have walls out in the perimeter, because yeah, I'd rather eliminate the biters than fortify against them. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today. So thank you all very, 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 very much for watching, hanging out. This is a bit of a weird one because I'm not used to the idea of having two streams open at the same time. This is all new to me. But yeah, if you haven't following and you want to see when we go live again, we'll be live tomorrow in 22 hours from now. If you like what you see what you like, hit that follow button, hit that like button over on YouTube, and I shall right now stop mumbling and say thank you for watching and see you tomorrow. And bye-bye.